Because today, you look at the biggest scammer is actually central banks. They basically print the money without any restriction, and then just flood all the system with the money. And actually, if you look at the US government, they have 33 trillion debt today. And going forward, and every year, today's interest rate, they're going to pay 1 trillion interest payment every year or more. Think about it, what's money? What's the future money? If you can print all the money by all the government to solve all the problem, we have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem. Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and that was CK Zhang in the intro. It's the Chief Information Officer at ZX Squared Capital, and that was from Dubai, where he shared a panel with Naveen Gupta, who is with Ripple. And I have a clip from Naveen you truly don't want to miss if you're an XRP holder, because payments are becoming a lesser part of Ripple's business. Well, taking a look at the market, though, you can see that it's mixed, but Bitcoin is closer to 38 than 37. It's looking rather bullish to me. Now have a careful look at this chart. If history repeats itself, the halving for Bitcoin is going to be a catalyst for the amazing price action to come. Just a few months away, that squeeze on the supply should bring us well over the all-time high of that 67 or 68,000. And because the market is so correlated to BTC, you're going to see that price action spread far and wide. But don't forget, as Jungle Inc. reminds us, it's always followed by a nasty crash. And I have some advice. Don't be greedy, or you're going to find yourself in that pile of metal. Okay, before we listen to Naveen Gupta, who is the managing director of the Middle East, Northern Africa region for Ripple, he was at the Dubai Summit, and it was live streamed on November 15th. There are 3 big takeaways from an unknown swell interview that I want to first play for you. It had less than 300 views, and you want to listen carefully because Dubai has taken over the San Francisco Silicon Valley. Also, the Middle East remittance market is 2 to 3 times bigger than the US, and Ripple's next big use case, can you guess? Yes. Custody.
Joining me here, we have Naveen, who is the managing director for the MENA region, Middle East and North Africa for Ripple. How are you?
Very good. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. The reason Silicon Valley happened, because we had entrepreneurs, we had investments, and we had enabling regulations. And that's the reason Silicon Valley, which is the birthplace of the top 5 firms in the world. Yeah. Exactly the same momentum today we have in the UAE as well. You have enabling regulation with somebody like Vara. The CEO spoke in the morning. You have builders here in the room who are building companies. And then you have investment available with number of sovereign funds, and then many VC firms which are here. And this combination is powerful exactly to create a Silicon Valley for the crypto industry.
So you say that Dubai could be the next Silicon Valley? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, 100%. At least for the crypto industry, for blockchain, Dubai currently is and will continue to be the Silicon Valley. Middle East, in fact, as a region, is 2 or 3 times bigger than the largest remittance market in the world, that's United States, right? In fact, I would personally think at some point, we would have global brands from the Middle East in remittance business itself, and it's not too far away.
Okay, so that has been the biggest use case so far for Ripple clients, you would say, remittances, cross-border payments?
So that's been the biggest use case, but the other use case that's coming up is custody.
As painful as this is going to be, it's a clip that I found today. It's under the radar, and well, it's just, quite honestly, unbelievable. I wasn't the only one in disbelief. Brad Garlinghouse also is in disbelief. This is the former SEC Chair Jay Clayton, streamed live on November 21st, 2023. I don't know what to say. I just can't believe it. And all I can maybe guess is that he was strong-armed into bringing this suit against Ripple. Because how do you explain this?
I am very sympathetic to the entrepreneurs who wanted to reach out to the public to raise capital. And I'm very sympathetic to the retail investors who want those opportunities. A lot of what you saw in the ICO craze and what you see from crypto people is great frustration at that state of affairs.
Sure.
They're right to be frustrated. We should be looking at making it easier to raise capital for smaller and medium-sized companies, and making it easier for accredited, non-accredited investors or even accredited investors to participate in those opportunities.
Would love to hear about how you think about the appropriate way to regulate cryptocurrency, digital assets, which you've already touched on, and some of the trade-offs which you consider. And if you wouldn't mind also commenting on how you think that's different from the current administration and why you think they have a different perspective.
Yeah. So I think the appropriate way to regulate crypto is to recognize that it's a technology, not a product. It's a different technology for, in almost all cases, delivering a product that we already know in sometimes a more efficient way. I don't know whether it's going to be worth a little or a lot, but I am at the point where I think the market can decide. There's enough, what I would say is efficacy in trading and the like, where we can get to that point. But in terms of regulating crypto, I've sort of been, it's a technology. I think the classification issues about whether a product is a security or a commodity are overblown. I think most of those decisions are pretty easy. To the extent that we are going to continue to wrestle with those classification decisions, I say get on with it. Let's have regulated platforms where you can put either, waiting until those classification decisions get decided.
Now I want to play for you that clip that shows us that payments is becoming a lesser part of the Ripple business. I shared my thoughts with my Patreons, but I think it's far too important not to share with everyone as well.
As a Ripple, we are an enterprise crypto payment solutions company. Our payments is now becoming a smaller part. Lots of other things are emerging and becoming bigger and bigger. So let's take simply an institution that wants to use crypto for any purpose, either for tokenization, for payments, for custody. We are building solutions to essentially provide that. We are one-stop shop for an institution that wants to delve into cryptos, right? Information almost became zero cost. So you can send millions and millions of email. It really doesn't matter. All you pay is $39.99 per year, per month, or per year, depending upon your subscription fee. Exactly the same thing will happen to money as well. My advice would be, don't worry about where digital assets are going. Invest in picks and shovels. So Levi's, which produce jeans, people who were producing picks and shovels, you can't go wrong with that because the industry will become 50, 100 times bigger, and the infrastructure will always win, irrespective of which digital asset wins.
What Naveen had to say doesn't seem too new to me. I've been sharing the expanded focus of Ripple and their move towards other services and using all sorts of digital assets to move money, including stablecoins, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. They have less reliance on XRP as they are going with assets with the most liquidity, hence Liquidity Hub. And XRP is still not, as far as we know, listed as one of those in the hub. Secondly, this is what I've been saying. Don't rely solely on Ripple to build value on the XRP digital asset or the ledger. We need to focus on the builders. We have about 1,500 projects in the XRPL ecosystem, but really we need no less than 15,000. And that XRP is used as a gas token like Ethereum. So the grants program is helping, but there's no real killer apps yet. And this is also why I've been highlighting Futureverse. They are backing XRP on the XRPL 1-to-1 as a gas token reward in their Vortex pool. Plus, Zahao burns XRP to make it more scarce, etc. Some thought about a year ago that I was anti-Ripple. Not at all. I've just been studying the company and paying close attention, not stuck on clips from 2018 and 2019 like I've seen some influencers do. Ripple is going to build some meaningful DeFi on the XRP ledger, which is fantastic. There are close to 100,000 use cases on Ethereum. And now I know many of those are ghost chains and useless dApps, but the number of Ethereum layer 2 projects are going exponential. XRP Ledger needs the same momentum. So I'm hopeful also that the EVM bridge amendment will be a measurable catalyst as well. About 6 hours ago, Hugo posted that people are working towards additional use cases for XRP and XRPL. Weitza Wind and the Zahao team are one of them. They should be supported, not villainized. And I'm very hopeful that Flare is going to activate F assets to bring further utility to the digital asset XRP. Here's a live shot of the Futureverse rewards vortex, where there's 433,000 XRP in that current cycle. Now, according to Aaron McDonald, this is backed one-to-one with real XRP on the XRP ledger. There have been some very good questions to ask Aaron to show where that is on the XRP ledger. And he replied that there has been several iterations of bridging process and accounts during the development of the network, especially during the pre-public launch phase. So all these are XRP tokens are backed one-to-one with the XRP ledger XRP in their vault account. And they're consolidating these so it's easier to track and more transparent. It's one of the reasons the vortex can't be unwound right now. And they're going to do a more formal report. When that report becomes available, you can be sure I will share it with you. And he also said that they are integrating the root network. That's what Futureverse runs on. They're integrating the root network DEX, the decentralized exchange, into the XRP ledger AMM. So this is a big deal, and this is, I think, going to prove out to be a big XRP use case. Now, jumping just to a little bit of fun here, this is Tatsuya Tanaka. He is my favorite Japanese artist who I used to feature a lot in my fluff stories. It just gives me such a great smile and a good mental break. This is one of his most recent ones, which I think just makes you laugh. And let me show you just two more. Catching a very nice wave, but you can see the wave is made up of Scotch tape dispensers. And this one is so appropriate because today is the very last day of the sumo tournament, and we have two wrestlers who have gone down to the very same number of wins and losses. It's coming down to these two wrestlers here. We have Atami Fuji and Kirishima, which is the coolest name. It means Foggy Island.